Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. This one is a vloggy type video. There was a situation that happened today. It wasn't a ranty kind of situation. It was more like a mixed feelings kind of situation. So I got onto the subway. I was on my way to work. I had my bike. I was going for dog walking. And, I was there and this lady came in. A few stops after I got on, and she was disabled. She was on like one of those scooter things that people drive, and she sat up right where the seats were, like the spot where she needed to for her for her little buggy, and she's there. She turns over, and she's talking to this lady who's across from her with these other reserved spots. She's sitting there. She's got her stroller there with her two kids in there. And this lady on her buggy, she just kept complaining. She kept going on and on and on about how this lady shouldn't be sitting in those spots. And it's like, okay, she has a bit of a point. They are there for like the elderly people and stuff like that. Elderly, disabled, pregnant, they're there for them. So what tends to happen is, people may sit there, but then they see somebody who, is like an elderly person or disabled or whatever, and they'll vacate the spot, or, the person will come up and say, "Can I sit there?" And they'll vacate the spot. People are usually considerate that way. But today, the lady was sitting there, and the carriage was like right in front of her, and it spanned across like a couple of seats. So it would have been like really inconvenient for her to like get up and move anyways, and nobody was trying to sit in there. So it's like, okay, there's not really much of a problem going on right now. If like somebody really needed to sit there, they can go and say, "Can I sit there?" But that wasn't the case. So anyways, this lady on her buggy, she just kept going on and on and on and on and on and on about how that lady shouldn't be sitting there. And I'm just like, every moment I'm getting more and more agitated and irritable, and I'm like, I don't want to put up with this shit. I'm like, I don't want, because this lady was starting to become like making personal attacks. She's like, "Oh, you can't read?" And I'm like, whoa. Okay, no, I'm not dealing with that bullshit anymore. So I actually said something. I think improv really helped me with this. Like just opening up and just saying what's on my mind, and so I did. And I'm like, "Okay, you know what? You made your point." And I said it exactly like that. And I actually felt really good. I was like, "Oh my God, is this actually happening? Am I actually like standing up for someone else?" I was like, damn, that's awesome. Like, I just felt so good about doing that. And she did not like that. I think I made the other lady a little bit more comfortable. She did not like that. She's like, "Mind your own business." And I'm like, thinking in my head, we're on the train. You're making a scene. And everyone has to put up with that. So, yeah, that kind of is everyone's business at this point. Right? Kind of after that first response, I kind of went down a little bit. But, I was calm, and I was, like, I guess rebuting back and forth with her. So I kept going, kept responding. She's like, "She shouldn't sit there, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, okay, you have your spot. You have a spot where you can park your buggy, and there's nobody trying to sit there, so there's not really an issue right now. If anybody needed to sit there, they can go and ask. Not a big deal. But she just kept going on and on. She's like, you're okay, you're not sitting there." And I'm like, and I guess the reactive part of me was like, yeah, she is. She is physically sitting there, so yes, she is. And the lady was even like saying that I was gonna make her pull the lever and stop the train just because that one lady was sitting in that spot. It was like that bad. I'm like, I can't control you. I don't have control over your body. That would be your choice. Yeah, I'm not making like personal attacks. I'm not yelling at her. I'm not swearing at her or anything like that. But it felt awkward, especially when other people started to jump in. I mean, like, I guess I started a ball rolling. You know, it's like the first person goes, and then other people have the courage to jump in there too. And that original lady who was being like talked at or complained at, she started to she started to speak up and be a little bit vocal, a little bit of personal attacks to the other lady. It wasn't too bad. She just like said that she was being like really miserable and whatever. I'm like, okay, that is not what I was trying to do. I was not trying to make anybody attack her or make her look like she was a bad person or anything like that. It's just that behavior of hers is inappropriate. And so I was just trying to make that end, I guess. Uh, Somewhat. I don't know. But, I don't know, I do feel good for standing up for that girl. And it was funny, I'm like, oh my god, the scene literally seemed like something I might do in improv. Because after that one lady left, she got like really vocal and she left the train, and the buggy lady was still there. Some girl just like went and sat back in the spot, and I'm like, oh god. Like, are you kidding me? It's like things are just happening to agitate her and elevate her mood and like push the scene forward. I'm like, wow. And then she just kept like talking and like complaining, and I'm like, okay, well that's a little awkward. Luckily there was only like one or two stops, and then I was getting off. But so was the buggy lady, so that was fun. Um, and then I had my bike with me, so I was planning to go up the elevator, and then the other lady was coming around to use it too, and I'm like, okay, it's all yours. And she just kept complaining, and yeah, the lady was just upset, obviously, very passionate about her upset, and I don't know. It was awkward, but it wasn't overwhelming. And it's just like, it was interesting because I wasn't as afraid of conflict. And conflict has been like huge. If somebody said that I was gonna do this like 10 years ago, I was like, no. Making eye contact alone was hard enough than like, doing that. And I was making eye contact the whole time that, that was going on. So I was really proud of myself, but I kind of wish it was resolved a little bit better than that. I do think that there is an issue there with priority seating, and something does need to happen to it. But that's where I'm kind of like weirded. That's where I'm kind of like, I don't know, because I agreed with her partially. So, anyways, that is my video. I'm kind of wondering, what would you do if you were in my situation? Anyways, okay, so I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye.